An olive grove abandoned for several years. Today with Marco Penitenti, we're going to see how to do a rejuvenation pruning. So bringing the tree, let's say it's wild and unmanageable, to treatments, to harvesting and so on. A shape, let's say, that allows us to do a good job. Normal, right? Yes.
Right? Meaning you see that it's a tree that will be more than 5 meters tall.
Abundant.
Obviously. When you treat the top with the sprayer, only the fumes reach it, so basically you don't treat the olives on top. And it's a plant that's losing all its leaves underneath. So you need to do what's called reform pruning. So you need to restore the shape with 3 or 4 or even 5 main branches, depending on the size of the plant, basically removing all the upper part. That's called the cap. It's like a cap that has grown and developed and hasn't been pruned for 6, 7, even 8 years.
Now to the questions that you who are watching the video will probably ask me. I mean, it's such a beautiful plant. Why should I touch it, especially when it's a big plant with a big yield? Are you underestimating 2 things? The first thing, when Marco keeps talking about treatments, it's because unfortunately there's an insect called the olive fruit fly, which is the one that even in a fantastic year like 2025 made it very productive. It made about 70% of the olives in central and northern Italy practically rot. So keeping a shorter plant helps us with this. Keeping a shorter plant helps us maintain it, do the pruning, and it's less dangerous, because then we manage it better.
Keep in mind that these are potentially productive plants, but they're completely alternating in production. So one year they produce a lot and the next year absolutely nothing, because they don't have the vegetative strength to grow new branches. Reform pruning aims to make harvesting and treatments easier while restoring the plant's balance.
Also, keep in mind that the year they produce a lot of olives up there, it's almost impossible. Even if you get an olive that starts from up there, it means it probably travels meters away.
So,
you lose them.
With the olive harvesters?
All right, Marco, let's not waste any more time. Where do we start? Tell me, and then we'll get right into action.
As you can see, the tree has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 branches. It's very wide. For now, let's start by holding them all. We need to narrow it down because, for example, look at how this one sticks out. We need to give it a sense of verticality again, trying to recreate that triangular shape of a polyconic vase.
So, while you start doing it, I'll explain what the return cut is. The return cut is an agronomic pruning technique, of course, that is used without ever stopping the flow of sap. So now I'll make a diagram for you. I'll put it here. It's very simple. You don't top the trunk, but you always leave a bud or a branch where the sap doesn't get blocked but can keep flowing. We can do it in the short term on a small scale, but the cut is always the same. Now, a particular thing, Marco went to make a first cut, and if you notice, the plant's bark peeled a little, so now he's going to make another cut. To redo the cut so that it's clean, especially with such large branches, it's important to make an extra double cut. If you noticed, a branch fell from above, so when we do such important pruning, always wear a helmet.
And I know you have the same problem as me. On days like these, we don't know how to dress.
Now I'll show you a heated jacket that's really out of this world. Let's begin with short sleeves and how to dress underneath. I dress for days like today when it's about 2 degrees, it might drop a little lower or maybe go up a bit. As you can see, it's resizing our entire top, so with the return cut it's coming back. Look at how it's opening up, and especially the return cut. I need it to move back from the center of the plant, so by narrowing the plant but keeping the flow of the sap. That one will probably be the first top we have now. It's already starting to touch. I'm just getting closer to move a few branches to make everything easier. I'll move this for you. Give me a second.
Obviously, when you do this kind of work, it's not always possible to achieve a perfect and ideal shape.
In 1 year?
In 1 year, next year, when it has grown and developed, you finish it.
So instead of doing a massive pruning all at once, where we might remove even 60 or 70% of the wood, we do it over 2 years. Yes.
So in this case, whose plant was it? It was originally pruned properly, and as you can see, the branch came out.
Clean?
Clean, very perfect.
That's your head, Marco.
That's my top.
He's cleaning. Do you see all this part? So that the sun's rays will encourage new branches to grow in this part. Now I'll move.
A little secret, when we make big cuts close to the ground, it's always better to cut underneath first, so we avoid tearing the bark.
That's what we saw. This way you remove the bark or you make a second cut. If you look at it. Now we're working on the second canopy. We've done the first one. Let's move on to the second. It's removed. Now Marco will go select the tip.
When you make these cuts, it's not always guaranteed that there's a perfect top.
Okay.
Okay?
Like in this case.
But you see here, there's a nice one, but it's too short. So,
Marco, if we cut the shoot down there, I don't know if you can see it, taking it from underneath.
yes, cut here.
You're right then
You say
that it's too much.
it's too much in an absolute sense, too. I define this as the height of the plant. I try to keep it on all the branches.
So, are you saying if I have the branch at 4 meters, I shouldn't make one at 3 meters? I try to maintain uniformity anyway, exactly.
Exactly. Considering that this is still a high-trained tree, you see,
The framework will be at 2 meters.
with a young olive tree, this framework would be here. We have 1 meter more in height, so this is still the manageable and final height.
These are the frameworks from the 70s because underneath,
Maybe here they had vineyards, animals, a vegetable garden, and so on.
and so on. Also because you can see the distance there is. Usually because in that case it was still subsistence farming.
Yes, then it was just associations.
So let's see that you're still moving forward in the meantime. Look at how much wood we're already gathering because it's not a small amount. Remember, Mark, we can say maybe 30 to 40% at most.
No, come on, here we're even doing 50 or 60% more.
But not more than that.
No, because it's still pretty full underneath. I intentionally leave everything because these are leaves that do photosynthesis and I need them to produce nutrients.
50 to 60% means that I'm going to remove about 50% of the plant, more or less. Later, it's estimated, right, we've done 2. You're going for the third one?
So I'm going for the third one.
This little news will really make you happy. So, case study, because here I would have removed a branch, I'll tell you frankly.
So I paused on purpose. So before I cut the branch, I shorten it, and then if necessary, I cut it. Because we're always talking about old plants. And if you notice these areas, see these bumps, they're called cords. Okay, the sap flows here where the
Corda.
here, this is a dead area where almost nothing flows. See here, 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 here. These are all cords that start from the roots and go to the branches. They feed them. If I cut that one completely, I interrupt it. I'm afraid I might damage the cord, damage this one, and weaken that other branch. Did you understand?
So,
In this First I cut and see what happens, and then if necessary I remove it the following year.
okay, so let's see the cut and do an inspection. So a cut that you need to do an inspection to understand how to proceed, because
I repeat with plants like these before cutting.
you have to be cautious.
You must be cautious.
So a couple of words here too. While Marco is cutting, as you can see, he's using an electric pruner. Please make sure it's powerful and always keep the chain well sharpened. And above all, because it allows us, see, it made the notch.
And now it goes.
But you do it the spit. Okay, so now,
Next year here we'll see how they behave with the 2 branches.
so here,
Since there are so few, they're obviously like twins.
they say to wait a little longer.
Let's see which of the 2 fits better. I think this one is on the edge. Let's go cut it.
Otherwise, it's just being cautious. Wait,
I'll show you something else too,
paroli.
which is called C. Ideas come out later. I hadn't even thought about it.
So look, wait, as soon as he cuts it, you'll see it better. Okay, he just popped it open. Look what came out over there.
See this one here?
This little branch?
It's a nice branch. From here a sucker will definitely grow. It goes right in the middle and it's perfect to cover the window.
Okay, because that one under the branch, which is that one there, you keep it for the bottom, okay?
But this one is below the insertion, and this way I preserve the cordon. Because this one here anyway goes, you see it goes directly to hook up here.
Clear. Excellent. So we can move on to the next branch.
We can move on to the next branch.
What a scent.
I always recommend turning around and checking out the situation. Well,
anyway, we're doing a nice pruning, as you can see anyway. It's narrowing down nicely.
I want to do this one first, Matt the farmer, since I have an idea where to cut it.
This is an interesting branch because it has multiple heights. It has multiple heights, and especially there it seems to make a fork. So you hold the one on the left, right?
The one over there, I'll take it away.
Let go of the left one.
Even without seeing it well. But yes, I'll take it away because
it's under 1 and 2 branches, I remove the branches, 2 branches.
here there is really a lot of space. Look how much wood there is on this plant, how much it's bent and how much is up here. So also look at the diameter up here, how big it is compared to the other one, and here how small it is.
Stop. Sorry, I hadn't noticed. Mark says, look, I'm really against the light. You can see the diameter well here, but it narrows here. So it means that probably in the long run, the weight will go here.
It's a branch that could even split in two. The wound goes up to here, it's
Finished, and
the plant is almost gone as well.
I see that, but excuse me, so why don't I lighten this part?
Should I lighten this one? Should I lighten it here?
Oh, you want me to keep this branch? I'll keep it.
Okay,
So let's start pruning already.
so we can see it, and later you'll understand why this needs to be removed. Okay,
So let's trust Marco. As you can see, you see how much it's lowering, and we'll do that one later. So they're in 2 different spots, as Marco was pointing out. Let's see, we have this branch here, you can see it, this little horn that's gonna be our new head, maybe with the other one too. So we've got it, and you remove that one and keep the one on the right, so you keep the one on the right, right?
that's it. Now I'm going to start here.
I'm staying here. Meanwhile, do you see the cuts he's making? Do you want to pull the bulk on the left?
Now you see, if you come over here, you can really see how disproportionate it is and how it wouldn't make sense.
That one there is a sucker that just started, yes.
This one here is a sucker that's 10 or 12 years old, basically a tree, so I'll cut it there, but it's awkward for me to cut it here. So I make 2 cuts.
You make 2 cuts, like we said, you... One. And now he's going to start it again. Look at how this plant breathes, Marco. It's a plant that in production can give us 35.
About 35, 88 pounds. There's a lot more later, obviously. For now, I'm leaving these because I don't want to trim the whole thing. But these, next year, need to be removed, need to be shortened, okay?
Let me tidy this up and check the last branch we're missing.
Exactly, Marco.
How many kilograms of wood do you think we've removed?
Between branches and leaves, 200 kian, don't worry.
200 kg.
Well, look at that branch over there that the 2 of us carried around.
But excuse me, it doesn't have any leaves. No, 120, no.
Maybe a bit less, around 100 kilos of wood. Yeah, we made big cuts like that.
Right? So taking advantage of the fact that we're talking about cutting wood, go cut the wood right away while it's fresh, because olive wood, once it's dry,
Nope.
discard the chainsaws,
If we also have to shred this stuff
shred it,
on the same day, we cut and remove the wood.
it gets cleaned up.
We make a neat horizontal row, shred it, and shred it again after 10 days. If you do this in May, it dries out and becomes hard as steel.
So in May, Then you even leave it until June. And that's when the fires start. So anyway, let's go see the last branch and I'll start cleaning up again. He's going to work on the head, yes.
He suggested to me.
So don't cut it too short because we still need to get the same height, so.
I'm making a path for myself since it's not very nice.
I can basically see the big lump here. Are you going to cut this or not?
I'll see now because there it is.
Right in the middle, right? Because it's easy to talk, huh? No.
But now I can see clearly.
You see that handsome guy over there?
Let's begin here, okay?
Then we'll do this one. You see it's breathing well now. So if we wanted to bring it down more here, we could make a back cut and use the head there, but if we cut here, we would have different heights. So that's your height, huh?
So that one there?
Because you see there's that big branch there, 1/2 meter below, that's there. But
you lower it.
Too true.
Here you say, but we lower it a bit too much.
We lower it too much, right? So you're holding that branch there, huh?
Let's see if I can do it, yeah? Under strain?
No, actually it was just big because it had come back. Yeah, no.
Here we arrived.
So let's go take a look upstairs. Basically, I have the heads pointing that way.
After all this stuff, we'll get rid of it. Okay.
Anyway, you leave a few dorsal shoots so you don't remove too much.
You can also climb the plant to clean it.
But we've removed?
Already removed quite a lot.
True, yes.
Yes, we've already removed quite a lot.
So even a plant like this is acceptable. For the first year, yes. I'd say we're good.
Yes, all you really need to do is remove a few suckers from the middle.
But we can almost accept that. So yes, we can see that it's already been well pruned. Now maybe we can move over there and show probably in 2 years what that plant will look like because it was cut back. Do you see this plant? No, this way we also address the production, which has to be huge, as you can see. This plant will definitely need to be touched up again this year. It will need to be pruned. It hasn't been pruned yet, but it's a plant that, unlike turn again to that one over there that's all covered in ivy, that's the big plant that's been a bit neglected, that's grown up, right? A well-maintained, productive plant. Yes.
It was a giant plant. It has already been lowered by at least 2.5 meters.
Huh?
This is after, but just this year in February, and it made all this growth.
So this one was pruned in February, yes.
I pruned this one myself in February. I understand this.
You cut it here. This year, you'll clean it up well and you'll prune it again this year. It's almost a more Apulian style. This one here, yes, it's fine.
Yes, it needs to be cleaned. It needs to be removed. There's still something up there at the top.
The top, that's enough. Maybe just trim the ends a bit, but yes.
Also, keep in mind that these are basically pillars now.
They're large, nearly century-old plants.
Yes, abundant with wide branches. Pruning them heavily and reshaping them wouldn't even make sense. This plant easily yields 6,154 pounds of olives.
But so, I mean, these are plants, and here's a bit of the answer. Why restore an olive grove by hand? Because if it's done wisely, done well, these are plants that can produce consistently. Of course,
if you notice, you can see how much greener the leaves are and clearly see the plant.
That it's really healthy, yes.
You can really see it's thriving, but last year it was a dull plant like the one we just cut.
All right, so I hope you saw how to do a rejuvenation pruning. We explained why you do a rejuvenation pruning.
The last thing,
mandatory healing on those branches means that on the cuts we've made, if they're over 5 centimeters, yes.
Yes, well, there we went over them thoroughly.
Hi, so we're going to mix Vinaville with copper.
Yes, exactly.
Right, exactly.
And
We're going to spread it.
a brush stroke on the cut.
Let's always say it here too, because it's true. Marco is an agronomist, besides managing almost 15,000 olive trees. So, I mean, he's not exactly the new guy. Many people say not to do it because some of the glue can stay inside. After a while, some fungus can develop.
Copper that.
Disinfects.
Copper disinfects, you make it brushable, and then the plant creates a healing drop. But in the meantime, it's a protection against the entry of bacteria and all the agents that could be there in that area.
Exactly. So I hope the video was clear. Below in the description, we have other videos we've made with Marco. So there's a version that's more for amateurs, for those who are just starting out with olive pruning, where we explain the basics. And then there's a version for those who are more experienced. By the way, we also do a really interesting focus on the top. So we actually show in detail how to select the top. This is the Rejuvenation pruning. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one. Bye everyone. Bye.
Bye.